I did it again. I'm talking and it's muted. What's up, everybody? Maisha Edmond, licensed cosmetologist in the state of New York. Super excited to be here on January 30th, 2024. And we are, let me see. Hold up. Let me see. Wait, let me do this over. I think I'm doing it on the wrong page. Hey, Denise. I think I'm doing this on the wrong page, but I'm just going to stay right here. How you doing? So excited to be here. It is January 30th, 2024. I'm live on Edmond Trichology, which I didn't intend to do. I'm also live on Facebook, Maisha Edmond, Trichology 911 on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're not following me on YouTube, go ahead and follow me. I wanted to get on and talk to my fellow trichologists, healthy hair care stylists, and hair loss practitioners. And so if that is you, I want to chat with you today. So it's been a little while, but we are getting ready for case studies. So if you are interested in knowing more about case studies, I want you to put study in the chat. Put study in the chat. Hey, Sharon, if you are interested in case studies, I want you to put study in the chat so I can get you that information. But anyway, I wanted to talk about case studies, wanted to talk about just kind of like getting back into the swing of things. Of course, I got notes. I got a whole notebook full of notes. But I wanted to really get into that because it's time to get back on the grind, right? All right. Denise is on. Okay. So listen, I want to get back on the grind because we have kind of like, lost a little bit of zeal, right? I'm not really seeing the trichologists like I used to, and I need y'all to fill these streets back up again. If you are a healthy hair care stylist, if you are a hair loss practitioner, if you're somebody that's like, listen, I took the trichology courses, I got a salon, I got a spa, I got a clinic, I have all of these things, but I'm not really feeling like I'm getting into it. I'm not really getting the clients that I used to get or whatever. I want you to make sure that you join me for case studies. Case studies is going to be absolutely amazing. I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to debate you. We're going to figure out why or why not your clients is going to get hair. We're going to just share different things that we do. It usually starts in case studies where, you get the case study, you study it, you come to the class. We're like debating, we're checking out like what are our variables, what are the things that we see, but then it ends up being a place where we are literally we are helping each other, and like I'm sharing what I use, you're sharing what you use. We come up with protocols, we formulate treatment plans within the actual class. It is 4 weeks and it is absolutely amazing. And so I wanted to get on and talk to you about case studies. I want to also talk to you about like your zeal for trichology. Like, is that still a thing? Is that still a thing? Is that something that we're doing? Are we still excited about case studies? I want to get this information for you about case studies, but it's case studies is actually an interactive study group or class for general protocol writing. So if you find that you are somebody that's really being stuck, hey Tish, thank you. If you find that you have been stuck, if you find that you have really just kind of been stagnant in trichology, I want you to join me for case studies because it is a live study group for general protocol writing. It also covers types of hair losses. It covers characteristics, causes, things that we don't even think about. So if you are a new trichologist, absolutely going to be something that is going to challenge you. But if you are an improving trichologist, you want to do this too, because I'm always throwing something in there. I'm always doing a curveball, right? So possible treatments, foods, topicals, ingestibles, different things like that, when to help, when to refer, how to support, right? Because there's more than one way to support a client. You're looking at hair loss these days, and it's really like my way or the highway, but it's not like that. We have to really look at the fact that there are going to be different types, different ways that we are helping clients, because not all hair loss is cookie cutter. Amen. Amen. Right? Not all hair loss is cookie cutter. You could be in the same house with a person that has the same parents, and your hair loss will not be cookie cutter. It can look the same, but it can perform totally different or react to treatments totally different. So we want to know how to not only use protocols that we paid for, because some of us have paid for protocols, but we also want to formulate our own protocols, right? We want to make sure that we are determining, based on the clues, what would be the general protocol for the issues that the client has, right? So being able to really break down and say, okay, what are these clues? What are these things that we see in the client? What is this thing that I'm noticing? Is there a pattern being developed? Does this person always see it in the winter? Do they always see it in the fall, in the summer? Right? So we're looking at that. We want to see how we are going to treat them, how long we're going to treat a client, right? Because that's part of the treatment plan, right? How long do I have to spend with this client to remedy this issue? And we know this, but then at the same time, we're kind of like, I don't know, right? So we want to do those things. We want to look at how long and how often you want to see the client, right? So within case studies, we're trying to figure out, okay, how long do I want to be with this client? How often do I have to be with them in order to remedy this issue? If I tell a client that their treatment plan is only 6 weeks, right? And I'm only seeing them every 2 weeks, that's only 3 times. Is that going to be aggressive enough for the client to get the results that you promised them, or at least some results that they're expecting? Absolutely not, especially depending on what they are experiencing. So that is a really big thing. Also, you want to see this client, you want to see what will you do in person? What will you send the client home with, right? So products, instruction, regimen, right? And this begins the discussion in case studies, because if I'm helping a client and I'm like, okay, you do this part at home and you do this part with me, right? Does it make sense? Does it help the client? These things are very, very important, right? And so we want to do that. Let me see if I have any other notes with case studies outside of it. Starts on February 15th, right? February 15th. Join me. If you are interested, go ahead and write study in the comments. I'm going to make sure I get you the information immediately as soon as I get off of here. Okay. So that's going to be what we are doing. I'm about to go live again on Trichology 911. But if you are interested in case studies, go ahead and comment study in the comments right now. And we want to really challenge those things that we've become comfortable with, right? So when you think about trichology, right? When you first started trichology or being a hair loss practitioner, wasn't it like crazy how like you were like on it? You were just kind of like on this thing like, oh, what is this? This causes hair loss. I don't do that. This is not this. You know, like you start to like really break down things, looking at the products, looking at the ingredients, all those other things. But then after you got really complacent, you got really comfortable, you started joining a bunch of groups, and then they started challenging how you thought. You didn't know what you thought, right? And so this is going to be an atmosphere where you're able to really hunker down and say, you know what? This is what I believe. This is what I'm going to do. These are the protocols. These are the treatment plans that I'm going to provide for my clients. And that is going to be the way that you're going to be successful, because we have to show up in trichology a different way. Everybody is not going to be the same type of trichologist. And we don't even realize that. We don't really spend time with that. Spend time with understanding that even in the niche called trichology, there's a niche within that for you. You may be someone that only does cranial prosthetics, right? You may be someone that decided, I'm doing cranial prosthetics, but I'm also going to give scalp spa treatments, right? What does that look like? Making sure that the scalp is still healthy, making sure that the skin underneath those cranial prosthetics are still healthy, giving scalp massage for blood flow. Although the client is not able to grow their own hair back, they should still feel pampered. So that's a really big thing. What other types of trichologists are there? You have the holistic trichologist that's like, listen, I'm not giving you medications, I'm not offering this and that, but what I want to do is work with you through nutrition and different other alternatives. Another type of trichologist is going to be someone that is maybe well-rounded, where they do some of everything. They got the holistic piece, they got the nutrition piece, they have the cranial prosthetics, they have so then you also have trichologists that are just coaches, right? Maybe you're not going to be hands-on. Maybe you're not going to touch these clients at all. All of your clients are in another state. They're in another part of the world, but you're still able to help them because you understand trichology. And so when you think about that, if you're somebody like Maisha, I really want to do that. I want to be like traveling with my kids, and I want to be able to still do trichology and not necessarily have to put my hands on the client. That means that you need to be able to understand, okay, how can I see this problem and take care of this problem and not be able to touch the client? Are you able to recommend the right things? Are you able to look at the different levels of minerals and deficiencies in the blood and able to give the client, enable for you to give the client the right diagnosis, so to speak. We don't diagnose, but the right recommendation, right? Recognizing the right things, being able to look at different levels within the blood and see where the client is deficient so that you are able to help them. And that's what case studies is going to bring to you, because I'm challenging you to tell me, how are you going to help this client? If this client is 22 years old and she has, I don't know, she has a baby who's 6 months old, she's complaining of burning, itching in the scalp. She also has thinning edges. Like, what are you going to do for her, right? And she relaxes her hair and colors her hair, right? So the first thing somebody's going to say in the class, I've seen this, they say, well, I'm going to tell her to stop relaxing her hair and stop coloring it. But then you have to look at the caveat. What's the caveat? Okay, she's 22 years old. She's a young mother, but she's still young. She still wants to be beautiful. She still wants to have confidence. How do you formulate a treatment plan and a protocol that incorporates both the cosmetology side and the scientific side, where that client could come in, they could still get the treatments that they need, still look good, and you're able to help them and be able to satisfy them 80-20. Remember, I talked about 80-20. I talk about that in case studies too. How would you be able to satisfy them 80-20 and satisfy yourself 80-20? And if you want to know what that means, you need to join us in case studies. So if you are interested, go ahead and put study in the comments, and I'm going to send you the information as soon as I get off of here. I'm going to jump over to Trichology 911 on Instagram and do this all over again, because I need to talk to my peeps over there too. But have a great day today. Happy hair growing, and I will see you soon.